Welcome future developers in lesson 6. Today we are going to talk about two interesting data structures, lists and tuples. These structures are used when you have some logical connection between the variables or between their values. You can imagine list as literal list. There are some elements packed together. And tuples are not so different. You are going to pack things together as well. There is some crucial difference though. Let's start with lists. Lists are mutable ordered sequences. Think of it as a box where you can store items. You can even modify the items inside or rearrange them. If you need to access some specific item in the list, you can use brackets. And this is also how you can see usage of the list. Simply, brackets are associated with the lists. Beautiful example of list might be inventory. You have some set of items with you, but during the gameplay you are going to find new ones, you are going to get rid of some. So simply as a live structure, collecting the data, which can be updated, which can be modified as you wish. Control the list. To modify it, we have several methods we can use, several functions. When you need to add something to the end, you can use append. You can insert an element to specific place. For that you use insert. You might want to remove last element, for which you can use pop. We are going to use this for algorithms with last in first out approach. And of course you can remove the elements using remove function. And there are more. Sort might be useful, sort your list, or reverse, which makes the list backwards. And now the tuples. You can imagine them as a collection of parameters and specific values which are not going to be changed. So whereas lists are mutable, tuples are immutable. Like here for our character, these are default values. What I can do with tuples is to unpack the values. I can associate every single thing to some variable and I can work with the variable, that's fine. Let me show you some practical example. Here we have a code for list and for tuple. Player inventory contains sword, shield and potion. I want to add bow, for which I'm using append function. And when I print it, you can see here, updated inventory, and player inventory, which is sword, shield, potion, and bow. Let's say that my character used potion. Thus, I should remove the potion from the inventory. For that, I can use remove function. And when I print it again, I can see inventory after using potion, player inventory, which is now sword, shield, and bow. So if you compare these two, you can see that there is no potion in the bottom one. The tuples are used for things which are not going to be changeable during the run of your application. It means they are immutable. In my example, we have a weapon, and the stats of the weapons are not going to be changed. I can access every single item using square brackets. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't forget that in Python, indexing starts with 0. I can print every single property, as you see here. Weapon name will be the 0th element, Excalibur. Weapon damage will be the first one, and so on. Let me show you that the tuple is really immutable. For instance, I would like to change the name of my weapon. Weapon 0 is equal even better sword. When I run it, you can see crash. Weapon 0, even better sword, tuple object does not support item assignment. I really cannot edit the information once I put them down. So tuples are used to represent some fixed attributes. There can be some specific color. There can be some specific map coordinate. Good thing is that their performance is slightly better. They are faster than lists because if something is not changeable, it's immutable, well, it is going to be more optimized. And there are more advantages in the fact they cannot be changed, what you will see later. And finally, time for the project. Here is my list, here is my tuple. Let me run it. Jack, you are in the castle. Health, strength, and speed. I have sword, shield, and potion in my inventory. What do you want to do? Move, use, quit. Move. Where do you want to go? Next. Jack, you are in the forest. My stats again, my inventory again. What do you want to do? I want to move. Go to a next location, which is cave. Jack, you are in the cave. Stats, inventory, what do you want to do? I want to use something. And the something might be a potion. You used potion. Jack, you are in the cave. I didn't move. My health is 120. As you can see, before it was 100. And my inventory is missing a potion because I used it. What do you want to do? I want to use my sword. You used the sword. What do you want to do? I can quit. Thanks for playing. Let's check out the code. My inventory contains sword, shield and potion. Stats for our player. Name's Jack. He has 100 health, 15 strength and 10 speed. Here is our game world. We have 4 different locations: castle, forest, cave and mountain. And we are going to start in location with ID 0, which is going to be castle. Here is while loop, which means that this part of the code is going to be repeated all over again. While true is something what we call infinite loop. Because the condition will be true all the time, it's never gonna stop. But I guess you remember from the previous lesson, if you want to jump out from a loop, you can use break, which is here. So I guess we can run it again. Jack, you are in the castle. This is this print. Name and locations on current location. Because locations is list, I can use square brackets to select the specific one, and current location is currently 0. I guess it's worth to mention that this line is there to unpack the player's stats tuple. I can assign every single value to a specific variable and work with the variable later. Here are my stats. Health, strength, speed, speed. And for instance, when it comes to health, you can see that is the second parameter. First is name, second is health, thus it's 100. Final line here is inventory, which takes this list. Now it's time for action. What do you want to do? Move, use, quit. That's here. And you can see if and else to cover all possibilities. If I choose move, where do you want to go? Next or previous? Let me go to next again. Jack, you are in the forest. This is repeated. Basically same thing as here. But what really happened? Maybe we can talk more about this line. You might remember from the previous lesson the modulo operator. Let me remind how it works. What is the len of locations? 4. And you can probably guess it's the number of elements in locations list. Len is abbreviation for length. Current location plus 1. This will be 1. I'm going to use the actual numbers. 1 modulo 4. Let me copy this several times. And try 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 0. I add 0 here. Let me add 6 and 7. Could you guess? 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Do you see what is happening? When I use modulo, the result is never higher than the second element. Not even equal. Modulo is left over after division. Let's say 7. 7 divided by 4 is 1 and 3 is a leftover. 5 divided by 4 is 1 and 1 is left over. Let's jump back to the game. What do you want to do? I want to use a potion. Now we are in this branch. What item do you want to use? And I'm asking if item selected by the player is in inventory list. You can see the operator in here. Print, you used the item. And that's here. Now I'm asking if the item is specifically a potion. I'm going to add 20 health to my player and I'm going to remove the potion from the inventory. And what do we have here? This might look a little confusing to you, because I stated before that tuples are immutable, but here we are obviously changing it, right? Well, not really. What is happening here is that I'm creating new tuple from our variables name, health, strength and speed, and this newly created tuple is assigned to variable player stats. You can think of it as completely new thing assigned to the same variable. And we are back here. What do you want to do? Let's say I want to quit. Which is the branch right here. Thanks for playing. Break, which means that we jumped here after the while and program ends. As in the every project we had before, try to think how to extend it. The obvious chance is here. I I'm really asking only for one item and reacting according to it. Maybe you can add a fight, so the player could have opportunity to use the shield and sword. You can add more conditional branching with respect to location. There might be something different in castle than in forest. Be creative and don't hold back. And that's it for today. Great way how to practice lists and tuples is just to write more projects. We are going to talk later about the way how you should think as a developer, how you should approach the problem, and how to help you to analyze and decompose what is necessary to do. Lists and tuples are very common tools and you should really know them if you want to be efficient. If you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and see you in lesson 7.